Welcome back to the Mowing in the Dark podcast. I am your host, Ariens Sutter. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. Guys, I know it's Friday, but we are not doing a Faith Friday episode today. I have not been able to spend enough time to do a Faith Friday episode. So today I am doing just a regular old podcast. Sorry, I'm messing with my mic levels here a little bit. I'm talking a little too loud. So, we're just going to do a regular episode today. Guys, I have to apologize again because it's been like 2 weeks now or more since I've done a podcast. It's been leading up to this point. It's been quite busy for me, and my weekends have been very full. Everything's just been full. We had the holiday, late Memorial Day weekend in there, and it was just really, it's been busy. And so I've just been so busy, I haven't had time to even think about doing a podcast. But it has become super dry here in Michigan. It's probably dry where you're at. Actually, in Michigan, we have a statewide burn ban. So we are not allowed to do even bonfires right now. Statewide burn ban. There's wildfires up north in Michigan in Grayling. At least there was earlier in the week. I don't know if there still is one going on or if they got that one extinguished. But we do know that there's wildfires in Canada. So it's very dry up here in the north. And so it's really, really just slowed the business down. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. What do you do when the lawns dry out? Now, some of you will only take on lawns that are irrigated. I get that. That's a great business move. I have lawns that are irrigated, or at least have irrigation systems. Half the people that have irrigation systems don't turn them on. So, it is what it is. A lot of my clients don't have irrigation. Some of them do. Some of them water just with a regular sprinkler. But it just is what it is. You can't keep up with this type of drought, this type of heat. So even the people that are watering, their grass still hasn't grown much. So what do you do when it dries out? Well, something that I've done is I've diversified my business. So I can do brush hogging now with the Ventrac. I can do driveway repairs with the Ventrac. But other things that I do is I do shrub trimming. So I trim a lot of shrubs during this dry time. I have some aerations that I need to do. I've been so busy with mowing up until this point that I have not been able to do the aerations. And what has happened is that now it's dry. The ground is rock hard. Now I can't do the aerations because aerating isn't going to the aerator isn't going to penetrate the soil. And so I'm waiting for some rain. Hopefully it looks like we're going to get quite a bit of rain this weekend, which is really nice. That will seed the ground for some good aerating next week, which is great. I need to get those done. I haven't done any aerations yet this year, so I've got to get those done. People have already paid for them. I got to get them done. But this is what I do. I diversify what I can do. So a lot of shrub trimming, a lot of different things like that, along with brush hogging, along with driveway repair. Now, the brush hogging and the driveway repair, those are high dollar services. So I charge $200 an hour to run the Ventrac. So that's high dollar money right there. So you might be asking, well, why don't you just get out of lawn care and do Ventrac work? Well, because there is quite a bit of Ventrac work, but it's not steady enough to keep me busy all day long and to make the same amount of revenue that I make with the lawn care business. So, and I'm new to it. I'm brand new with the Ventrac. People don't know who I am yet. So that's kind of the curve that I'm on right now. So yes, I can make good money and I advertise the Ventrac work. And that's partly why I haven't been able to do the aerations, is because I've been doing driveways all spring. I did driveways. I've done maybe 10 driveways now, which is really good. I mean, that's really good for just having the machine since April. So I'm happy with that. I'm excited about that. I've got a huge driveway repair coming up this weekend. I mean, this thing is massive. It's a massive driveway, and it is in really bad disarray. So I'm planning to film that, so stay tuned for that on the YouTube channel. If you're watching on YouTube, guys, I'm excited about my business this year. I am a little too busy on the mowing side. I really need to drop some people. It's just really hard to drop people for me. I just don't like doing it. I know I need to make some of that room, but it's just hard for me to do because I like people. I like these people. They're good people. They're good payers. So it's hard. I gotta try and work that in there. But guys, that's what I do when it gets dry out. Is I just diversify my work. I try to pick up shrub trimming. I try to pick up some extra lawns, like one-time mowings here and there. Different things to keep the money coming in, keep working. I've got lots of projects around the house that I've been doing. Today, because I only mowed like 2, 3, 4 lawns today, and normally I have 9 on the list today. So I skipped over half of the lawns today. But our RV is having some wiring issues, so I worked on that all afternoon and still didn't get it figured out. So I don't know, I got to take it to the dealer or something. But anyway, there's things like that I've been doing. I've been working on equipment, maintenance, and things like that. So there's different things that you can do to keep yourself busy, but some of that stuff isn't revenue producing work. So it's just a lot of stuff that you have to go through and think about. So I know this is a really, really short podcast, but that's really what I wanted to ask you today. I'd love to hear your feedback. If you're watching on YouTube or if you're listening on the podcast, head over to YouTube, find the YouTube video of this podcast, comment down below what you do when it just turns off dry and there's no mowing to do in sight, because we've been like 4 or 5 weeks without rain. Again, hopefully we get rain this weekend, but I'd love to know what you guys do when it's just dry. The lawns aren't growing. I know this is a big story around the country right now. So let me know. You can message me on Facebook. You can do whatever you want to do with that. Find the YouTube video, comment down below on that. But that's it for this episode, guys. I really don't have a whole lot. I can update you on what I've been doing. I've been just mowing a lot of lawns. I picked up 3 more lawns this year, and they replaced 2 that I lost. And so that has cramped the schedule, and it has made it more difficult to get all the work done in a timely manner. So now, instead of getting home at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I get home at 6 on Monday and Tuesday. And so that just, it cramps the style a little bit. It's harder to make these podcasts. It's harder to make videos. I am posting more videos more regularly. Just regular videos like driveway repair videos, lawn care videos, things like that. They come out every Sunday at about 12:30 in the afternoon. So check those out. But I've just been busy with mowing, and it gets boring. It does. I'm not going to lie. I would love to do the Ventrac work full time. I would love to do that full time. Just full disclosure, I really, really have found that I enjoy driveway repairs. I love taking a really junky driveway and making that thing buttery smooth and just fixing it, fixing the problems, problem solving while I'm doing it, thinking about the best way it is to do the driveway repair. I just love that process. And it goes a lot faster than you would think. And so I'm really enjoying the Ventrac work a lot. And so my focus is spreading the word about the Ventrac work that I do. And I'm still doing all the lawn care, still doing all the mowing. My son has another week or two of school, homeschool, and then he can come out and work with me. That will shorten my days, and so I can do these podcasts more regularly. However, I am changing up the podcast schedule a little bit here so that I can still get out a couple of podcast episodes a week. So what I want to do is I want to do one podcast on Monday and one podcast on Friday. So I still want to do the Faith Friday podcast. I think they are so important. I know that you all love them. I like them too. I like doing them. It forces me to get into God's Word and study. And so I like doing that. And I just haven't had a lot of time over the last several weeks to do that. And so I'm getting back into that. The next book of the Bible that we're going to be going through is James. So be reading in James. If you are an avid listener of the Faith Friday episodes, be reading in James. We're going to start going through that. Just one chapter a week, maybe less than that. Just depends. James is a very dense book with a lot of great stuff in it. So I'm excited for that. I've been on chapter 1 for a week and a half now, just studying it. So that's where we're going there. And then the episode on Monday is just going to be lawn care. It's not going to be anything faith-based, nothing like that. So you guys that don't want the faith stuff, you can just come for Monday. All right? And I really hope that you guys continue to listen to the podcast. I really thank you for listening to the podcast. I'm just blown away by how many people listen and how many people interact with me. And honestly, it's wonderful. Now, one last thing I want to say before I go. I know I said this was supposed to be a short podcast, but it's turning into half a podcast. If you guys have something you want me to talk about, message me on Facebook. Message me on Instagram. If you want me to have to talk about something on the podcast, message me on there. Bring up a topic that you want me to talk about. I would love your feedback on topics to talk about. Also, if you want to be a guest, now I'm not taking guests who are trying to promote themselves, to promote their brand, to promote their business. All right, I'm not taking on those people. I want people that I can actually have a real, transparent conversation with. So I'm not looking to just talk lawn care. I'm looking to talk family. I'm looking to talk business. I'm looking to talk life. I'm looking to talk faith. So all encompassing. That's what this podcast is. You know, I've given up listening to all the other lawn care podcasts. All it is just one-dimensional content of just lawn care. And while that's good, and that's good for the algorithm, it's terrible for on a personal level. People want to get to know you. They want to get to know me. I want to talk about everything and anything. And so that's the type of guest I want on. If you want to be a guest on this show, I'd love to talk to you. Message me on Facebook, Instagram, and I will get back to you. I don't check Instagram as often as I should. I don't use it on a regular basis at all. I struggle with Instagram. I don't like the platform. I think it's a breeding ground for just posing. I think it's a breeding ground for posing. And so I don't like Instagram. I think it's, as a platform in general, it's a dud to me. All right. Because you can just go on there and you can fake it. You know, you can fake it. And I'm not into faking it. You guys know that if you listen to this podcast for any length of time, I am not into faking it. I am as real as I can be on this podcast with you. All right. In my YouTube videos, I am as real as I can be. That's probably why I don't have as many followers as some of these other guys, because I am as real as I can possibly be with you. And I want that interaction, that type of interaction with people. So if that's not you, that's fine. You don't need to message me. You don't need to say, hey, I'd like to be on the show. But if you want to be on the show, if you thought to yourself, you know what, I'd really like to be on the show, I'd like to talk to Aaron, message me. Say, hey, I'd like to be on the show. Now, I get it. Some of you are shy and you're not going to reach out and say, hey, I want to be on your show. You're going to wait for me to do that. I don't have time to find you guys. I don't. All right? I want interesting people to come to me because I just do not have time to go out and find you. All right? So come find me. There's thousands of you. There's only one of me. So message me if you want to be on the show. I'll just ask some simple questions of you to make sure you're a good fit for the show, that we're going to have a good conversation, and that's it. That's it. All right? So, with that being said, that is the end of the podcast. All right, guys, thanks so much for listening. I really appreciate it. And come back Monday. Hopefully, I will have an episode up for you on Monday. That means I'm going to have to record on Sunday, which is fine. I'm going to do that because Sunday I like to take off if I possibly can at all. So I will see you on Monday with another fresh Mowing in the Dark episode. I will see you then. Bye-bye.